Alrighty, guys, we are back with Night Prince Once Burned. This is chapter 4 of 21. Let's keep the excitement going, people, and see what awaits us next. Alrighty, here we go. Where we're at. Since arriving at his castle, Vlad and his servant Maximus have been hospitable. But now, seeing your former trainer Marty apparently tortured by your host, that impression has changed. What the hell? Marty grabs your arms. Calm down, I'm fine. We don't want to cause any trouble here, kid, trust me. You're not fine, they've been torturing. Just do that. I bet he was just in that fight before is all that was. We'll see. Keep your voice down. This isn't a guy you want to piss off. Good advice. At Vlad's approach, Marty's face drains of all color. Look, don't hurt her. She didn't mean anything by it. I should freeze up. I need to go ahead and see what this is. What's this mean? Claim. Oh. Okay. So it gives me a discount. I see. Okay, whatever. You lock into place. Willing to speak out against me when my back is turned, then freezing up when we're face to face. I must say I thought better of you, Amber. In spite of the situation, embarrassment brings a flush to your cheeks. Regardless, I'm sure you have many questions about your current situation, about who I am. Perhaps this will clear things up. Vlad shoves something small and metallic into your hand. What could it be? Almost instantly, the vision starts. Though, unlike most, this isn't centered on one person. Instead, multiple perspectives slam into you. What could this be, people? What could this be? We're out in a forest. First, the memory of an older man being held down by soldiers. The soldiers jeer at him, cutting away at the skin of his face before slitting his throat. What is this? The next is even more brutal, a burning hot coal used to put out a younger man's eyes. Afterwards, he's burned alive. It's all visions. Looks like the house we're in right now. The third you recognize. A much younger Vlad is ambushed and stabbed to death in a church. Okay, it's a church. So he's had past lives here? Finally, you see the man who murdered Vlad pleading to no avail. A dirty and blood-stretched Vlad shoves a young wooden pole through the man's midsection. He hoists himself aloft, sitting and watching the entire 2 days it takes for the man to die. Well, then you're back to the present. You're back against the wall, Vlad's grip on your arms, the only thing holding you upright. Vlad, those were all members of your family, weren't they? Let's do that. No, wait a minute. You've been through so much. You just sat and watched that man die. Let's do you've been through so much. Let's be nice. It made me the man I am today. One perhaps cut from the very different cloth that those you are used to. But I've learned to survive the very worst this world has to offer. Do you know who I am now? Your Vlad, we'll say he's just Dracula. How's that? I'm not going to try to pronounce the name. Your Dracula, former ruler of Wakandia. But over 500 years ago, they used to call me Tespis. Others called you Vlad the Impaler. They still do. His voice comes out carelessly, lethal as he releases you. Could you hear what I experienced when I touched the ring? Yes and no. When you utilize the power, your mind is locked behind an impenetrable wall. But when you're finished and you think about it, what you saw and what I heard that. Now that you're clear who I truly am, let's make something else clear. I promise not to harm you and to keep you alive, both of which I've done. I'm sure it never occurred to you that Marty might have been in collusion with the vampires who kidnapped you. But that thought did not escape me. Marty wouldn't do that. Thanks, kid. Regardless, Marty has since earned some measure of trust, but I wasn't about to take a stranger at his word. I come from a line of princes who all have one thing in common. They were murdered. I've been surrounded by death, betrayal, and power of coups for hundreds of years. And yet I've survived and kept my people safe by being smarter and more ruthless than my enemies. What I did may disgust you, but only the naive or foolish would have trusted Marty on his word alone, and I am neither. He holds out his hand to you. It's then that you finally notice what he placed in your hand, the essence heavy item carrying with it so many memories. It was a thick golden ring with a dragon embezzled across the wide flat stone. Look at that. It looks like a high school ring. Okay. The same ring each of the men in the vision had been wearing when they died. I'll take my family ring back now. You place it in his palm, forgetting to switch it to your left hand before touching him. A current sizzles with the contact, and the scene shifts, this time to a future vision. We're shifting again to a whole new world. My future. Your hand grips the thick fabric of Vlad's bed. Vlad kneels between your bare, parted legs, his mouth inching from your skin. Please, God, yes. As you wish. I should cut off the vision, because we don't want to do that. You pull yourself out of the vision. Was that really a vision of what's to come? Oh, God. You can barely hide the embarrassment creeping into your cheeks. Vlad looks down at you, visibly confused on his face. I know you caught a glimpse of something when you touched me, but your mind has gone silent. Tell me, what was it? You do your best to hide your flaming cheeks, to put the memory back down. Think of something else, anything else. By the slight grin on his face, it appears you were unsuccessful. Not surprising, I predicted the same thing myself. Knowing Vlad can read your mind, you decide to send him a message through your thoughts. I've changed premonitions before. We'll see if you can match up to the hype. I would never be with the man who tortured Marty. I've changed premonitions before. This one won't be any different. His smirk tells you he thinks differently. You brush past him and head up the stairs, taking them two at a time and not looking back. An hour later, Marty joins you in your room. He clearly changed and showered since you last saw him. However, his expression looks anything but pleasant. Hey, Amber, can we talk? I don't want to bother you, but I don't have long. Why? What's going on? Marty shuts the door behind him before answering. Vlad's sending me out on a scouting mission to find who sent those guys after you. You're working for Vlad now? What if they weren't working for anyone? Let's see why he's sending you. Vlad's got more than a few enemies, and fortunately for him, he and I aren't known associates. I can get in where he can't, pull a few of my connections, just to make sure nobody he already suspects is behind this whole thing. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry you got caught up into this, Marty. He shouldn't have hurt you. I'm happy to be alive. You probably guessed that I tailed you from Gibbstown, waiting until there were fewer vampires guarding you. When I realized it was Vlad I attacked, I thought I was done for. The only reason I'm not toes up is because you made him promise not to kill me. He's supposed to be a real stickler for keeping his word. Seems like you know him better than I do. A hell of a lot better. It would be good to know more about Vlad, considering I'm going to be trapped here for a while. And I can trust Marty, he's a great source of knowledge. Let's see, I got 15 gems. I'm not gonna spend them right now. Marty's expressions turns grim. I know better than to try to push you when you get that look. I'll let you handle this on your own. Thanks, Marty. He mutters his next thought under his breath. I just hope you know what you're doing. Make sure you watch your back while I'm gone. I will. When do you leave? He lets out a sigh. Now, love you, kid. You kneel down, wrapping your arms around him, careful not to touch him with your right hand. Don't you dare get yourself killed. I love you too. I'll investigate Vlad in the meantime. Let's do that. I appreciate the initiative, but please be careful. And with that, Marty exits. A few hours later, you get ready for dinner with Vlad. Vlad said to wear something nice. Should I go with something? Look at that. That's pretty. That's pretty too. I'm going to go with plain because I'm not trying to get with Vlad. I'd rather be comfortable than worry about dressing up. It's hard for a pretty girl to look unattractive when she wears anything, though. Vlad looks you over with amused curiosity as you enter the dining room. He clearly wanted to see where your thoughts lie. I should sit across from him, sit next to him, sit away from him. You make a statement, taking a seat a few positions away from him. However, your defiance only seems to spur him on further. His gaze locks onto your eyes, gleaming. It's hard to tell he's thinking about your... It isn't hard to tell he's thinking about your earlier vision, the one where you were both wearing far less clothing. You're not getting any of this, no matter... Wow, what vision shows you? You clean up nicely. What are we having for dinner? Let's do that. Something savory. Oh, is that so? Interesting approach to simple. Try to ignore what happened earlier. I enjoy challenges, but I don't think it will be too long until you're in my bed. Oh, someone's got an ego. He picks up his wine glass, taking a sip before replying, It's not ego, I'm used to women chasing me. With your age and inexperience, you normally wouldn't stand a chance. However, your abilities cut a swath of darkness through all the youth and innocence, making you quite intriguing. Lucky me. People frequently bore me, sometimes amuse me, most often irritate me, but rarely intrigue me. You do, which is why I'll enjoy having you as a lover. No wonder you need such a huge house. Your overconfidence wouldn't fit in anything smaller. Confidence I might be, but it's not without cause. You think I'm dangerous and you're angry at me over Marty, but even before your vision, I could tell you wanted me. Well, obviously, maybe back then, but not anymore. You're deluding yourself. I'm playing hard to get. I'm a mind reader, remember? You were an attractive man I couldn't kill with my touch. That was all you had going for you. So you're saying any other good-looking man who could resist your powers would bring the same reaction then? Let's put it to the test, shall we? Maximus? He didn't even raise his voice, but the blonde vampire still appears almost instantly. Yes. Maximus here is just one of many men available for you to choose from, Amber. All muscular, virile, single, and good for at least an hour before you'll electrocute them into oblivion. Where are you going with this? Now look at our guest, Maximus. Full lips, beautiful eyes, a strong, shapely body. Beautiful, isn't she? She's beautiful. I'm confident you and several others in this house would like to have a good time with her. You gasp at the bluntness, and Maximus blinks at the question, his gaze fitting between you and Vlad. Is this a trick question? Not at all. For the length of Amber's stay, all of her people are free to pursue her if she's agreeable. Or if she wants to skip the preliminaries and go one-on-one right now, this is allowable as well. I don't think I'm comfortable with this. Something tells me you're going to regret this, Vlad. Who do you think I am? Val shrugs. Simply letting you know the offer's on the table. Whether or not you take up one of them, it's up to you. Maximus shoots a confused look at Vlad. You want her? Why are you offering us this chance? Because she's wrong about me and needs to realize that. Besides, in the unlikely event that she's right, she's not worth my time. All right, one step too far. I'm done listening to this. Maximus reaches out, touching your arm with a surprising gentleness. Please wait, I am interested. Before anyone else jumps into the equation, could I take you out? Not to be blunt, but working with Vlad doesn't leave much time for meeting women. Besides, you're beautiful, ballish, and your abilities are incredible. So if you're interested too, I'd love to show you around, and it would have nothing to do with being ordered. Your gaze flicks over to Vlad, who simply strokes his jaw in relaxed contemplation. You smug bastard. It doesn't have to be anything serious, just a tour around the house. What do you say? And that's that, people. Another episode done. It got a little bit serious there, but, we're going to pull away from it. We'll see how it goes from here. I didn't think it was going to turn, a little bit dirty there, but I don't think this one's going to be bad. At least I hope it's not. Anyway, that's pretty much it. We'll see how it goes from here. Alrighty, guys, and that'll be it. We'll see you, as always, tomorrow with Chapter 5 of 21. As always, have a great day. Thanks so much for watching. Give the video a thumbs up, and we'll see you guys later.